Right. That was a short 12 seconds. It felt longer in my head. Okay, there we go. Right, we're live. Yeah. For the first time in a long time. Let's unmute myself doing Discord. There we go. Okay. Hello. How's it going, everybody? Welcome into the new podcast. I nearly said the old name. It's a hard thing to get out of when you've been doing it for so long.
Muscle memory.
Muscle memory. Mr. Stevens and Mrs.Bingly's podcast. You know, I messed around with the title of this for so long the other day. And I was doing it as a joke, but I was like, how can I do it? Like when I'm trying to do the graphics. By the way, welcome in, everyone. But yeah, when I was doing the graphics for this, I was looking at it, I was thinking, do you know, wouldn't it be funny if we just have like the graphics of your name crashing my name out? And then it's like there's a line going through my name, and then you've
that would be really fucking funny.
I know, and I was like, can I do that? I was like, how do I get about doing that? And I've still, that's still kind of a new thing for me to try and get my head around. So at the moment, it's just we've kept it static. But that was an idea I came up with the other day. I was like, that was just like your name crashes my name and sort of basically takes over. It's like basically it's your show, not mine,
I am
not ours.
To do.
Yeah. So, oh dear. But anyway, how you doing? How are you? I'm
good.
Good. Sorry.
And you?
Yes, I'm good. Not too bad, yeah. A bit warm though, right? I mean,
it is uncomfortably warm.
It's so we're doing this. We are live, but this is also a recording of our new podcast. So I have done this before. It's not my first rodeo. But
it's your second.
It's my second. But yeah, it goes to show that even though I've done it for so long, I can still get things wrong. But anyway, yeah, welcome in, everyone. So we were just saying how well we both are. And yeah, it's just warm. We are coming into the end of April, even though it is, like I said, it's when this podcast goes out, it might not be for a while. But if anyone's watching live, you'll know that it's we're currently doing this on the 29th of April. I don't like dropping the dates because then it's, later
if you don't release it for 3 months, I'm going to get on your ass.
Yeah, then there's that, and there's also like I haven't said the year, so it doesn't matter. But it's like, oh, wait a minute, I'm listening in today for the first time. I've come across this brilliant podcast. I think they're really great. They're really funny, and it looks like
it's 16 years old.
Yeah. Where are they all now? We happily retired. I say happily. We was forced to retire. Kicking and screaming in a nursing home because we just couldn't handle life anymore. Don't go down that road.
Let's save that for the second episode at least. I know where that was going.
Let's not get out. Yeah,
happily retired. We've been sent to a farm.
Yeah,
and we're enjoying ourselves.
We're enjoying ourselves. We're grazing comfortably. So yeah, what we're going to do differently, not a lot, but some things. We'll still talk about certain things in games. We're still going to bring that in, but I really wanted to bring in something different than I did before, and it was more of a case of not restricting myself to just talking about gaming. Gaming is going to be pretty much part of it because that's pretty much what we both do anyway. But we do also enjoy the finer things in life. So the finer things. What, gaming isn't the finer things? There are other things in life that I do enjoy. Other medias.
Just drinking whilst gaming.
Yeah. Basically, we're talking about beer pong.
Yeah.
We're doing live beer pong.
Hey, I'll tell you what, podcast idea when I come down.
Yeah. We're oh, that's going to be. Oh, see, that'll be something to talk about afterwards. That event, that particular event. But yeah, so if there's anything you just want to throw out, like, it could be any sort of media at all, anything you want to talk about, gaming, TV, films, comic books, any sort of like tabletop games, whatever it is, if it takes you away from the real life world and it's something you've enjoyed, and that's what I was basically opening up to, being a bit more adding more spectrum, I suppose, if that's the right word.
I mean, between us, there's a fair amount of spectrum, Steve.
Yes, there is.
It's a very particular kind of spectrum, but it's there.
It's there. All right. I mean, I do want to sort of kick off with certain games because we can go into the other medias. Unless you've got something you want to tell me what you've been watching.
Well, let's start with games. Games out of the way, and then we'll talk about.
Okay. I have been. We have both been playing a lot of this recently, so we can both talk about it. And I'm surprised. Looking at Steam, it does get a little bit of a negative thing, and I'm really surprised by it on the Steam page, at least. Mostly negative, and I'm really surprised by this. I don't know if you are, but the iconic. What are we talking about? Well, Slay the Spire 2. Okay, it's basically a roguelike strategy card game. It's a deck builder, and it's co-op. At least this one is. Was the first one? Was the first one co-op? I don't think it was. Did they introduce co-op to the second?
Yeah, it wasn't in the first one.
Yeah, so the iconic roguelike deck builder returns, craft a unique deck, encounter bizarre creatures, and discover relics of immense power in Slay the Spire 2. That's the selling point for it. It's I mean, on Steam it's like £20. Or it is now. I mean, you probably get it at a slightly cheaper price depending on when they do throughout the year they do certain discounts. But I've really been enjoying this. I think because it is co-op, I think I am enjoying it more because I can play it with friends like yourself. Yeah. And we've even included on a couple of occasions the Mr.Bingly,
the ever elusive but always heard.
Yeah. Yes. Yes.
Yeah. I mean, both me and Mr. Bingley have been really loving this. We were both big fans of the first Slay the Spire. I was quite surprised to hear it was getting a second game. Luke wasn't. But, I mean, it's well done. It's well developed. We've got a storyline going. All of your original characters from the first game are in there, plus a couple of new ones, which all have very unique strategies, I guess is probably the word.
Yeah.
It feels good. It feels like playing the first one again for the first time.
Yeah.
I am a big fan of the way that they've done it. The multiplayer is a huge plus. I think that's probably something that was missing from the first game. And it's funny you say about the reviews. One thing I have noticed looking at the Steam page just now, the English reviews are very positive.
Yeah. It's
the recent reviews that are mostly negative.
Yeah, that's where it's been hit. Yeah.
In England, people seem to like it. The people who don't seem to like it, I've just started looking at one of the reviews on it, and this guy has not recommended it after playing 132 hours.
Really?
Because he's talking about how he can't beat Ascension 10, and the devs just want you to lose. If you perchance are listening to this podcast, Los Veratos, wherever you are, bro, touch grass.
Seriously.
Please. Ascension 10, that's insane. The game is great. Don't be bitter. Get some fresh air, my guy. Apart from that, the reviews seem to be very positive. And I'm really not surprised.
It does sort of surprise me that, like you said, I think going through the reviews now myself, and it's like I really am shocked by the negativity behind it. Negativity, then followed by mixed, but overall, it still carries a very positive. So but again, like you said, it's in the English reviews. It's so weird how it's divided like that. But yeah, whatever. Look, if people don't like it because they've been playing it for too long,
they go play something else. That's always an option. Always an option.
Do you know what? Maybe, like Kate said, turn your computer off.
Go get some water.
Have a nap.
Eat some food. Touch some grass. And then try again. you'll probably enjoy it a little bit more.
Yeah. Get some fresh air. Don't just put on a VR headset. Just literally go outside and actually smell the fresh-ish air. I mean, I don't know. I mean, yeah. Look, there's a lot happening in the world right now, and
I get wanting to escape, but don't hit on the devs.
Yeah,
this game is very clearly being a labour of love.
It is. So yeah, I played a little bit earlier today. I'm not going to lie. I was annoyed with myself for making silly mistakes. And it's just, and we say this all the time, it is very much RNGesus.
Oh yeah.
It is like you get a good build, and I've had a good build. You know, in the earlier stages of when I first started playing, I can't get those builds again. Weirdly enough, like they do repeat some of the hands, obviously, because you're limited to like the cards, but it's the build in question in order to get me to the certain point. I mean, I can easily breeze through yesterday. Played it yesterday. I breezed through the first. I struggled for the first act, but breezed for the second act. Does that, do you know what I mean? Because like I got help.
If it takes a while to get your build going, then I get that.
But at least I think I went through because you can choose where you want to go on the map, right? You can go to go to enemies, or you can go to the campsite if there's a possibility to do so, or you can go to a chest, whatever. But I went for a series of enemy, and honestly,
you give yourself a chance to heal.
Yeah, I didn't heal. I didn't have I didn't heal once. I didn't need to, because of the build. It allowed me to just do the cards I was thrown down. It was like everything was attack, and if you didn't attack, it was a defense, and like that put that enemy into a status where they couldn't attack, and it was just like, guy, nice. This is nice. But that's why the first act was a bit of a struggle. The second act was such a breeze, because I had that deck that allowed me to, and I had the charms and stuff that allowed me to throw down like you get a card, you might get something that allows you to, for every time you throw down a card, you'll do an attack. I was like,
or every time you play an attack, you get 3 block.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So I had a like a charm, and it was like, right. So every time I drew a card from a thing, I was like, all I kept doing is drawing cards. I was like, draw a card, draw 4 cards, hit 2, and then like you get a potion, which gives you strength. So then that 2 becomes like 4, and like it was that kind of a deck, and it was that kind of a build that allowed me to get through the second act really quickly, getting through and then I got through to the third act. I was like, this is great. And then today, I made so many mistakes. I threw down cards that I should have thrown at the start, and I held back cards that I should have, and I wasn't holding back cards that I should have held back on. It was like, I'm burning cards too quickly. And I think it was more sort of fatigue and just like being rushing it as a little bit as well, because I was a little bit too cocky and confident coming into it. And but that was just one of those. It was one of those situations that. But the game itself is, I loved it. I do love playing it. And like you said, with the co-op thing, we've played it ourselves. As a 2, but then like we said just at the start of this, having the Mr.Bingly join us. It was interesting, I would say, from my point of view.
That's a very interesting way of spelling the word carry. Because let's face it, the 2 of us did very little.
Well, yeah.
We tried.
Oh, again, the RNGesus just went against us, but like, no. Yeah. Your husband's got a strong back.
I'll tell you what mechanic we haven't mentioned that we definitely should, because let's face it, we focus on it every play.
Go on.
For anybody who hasn't played the game yet, when you play the game, they've added a mechanic in now, which wasn't in the first game, that allows you to draw on the map.
Oh yeah. Yes. What are we drawing?
And let me tell you, some of our illustrations, not suitable for Twitch.
No, they're not. They were an interesting. Actually, going keeping with the co-op side of things, I would be forever sort of taking my time and choosing from either resting or upgrading a card. And while I was used to, would go ahead into the map and then it won't be until I scroll or come up to that location like, oh my god, what on earth is this?
Yeah,
this hideous thing that has been drawn. Yeah, so but
it was a work of art. I don't know what you mean, hideous thing.
Yeah, you say work of art. Others might call it porn.
Is porn not an art form?
I suppose. I guess
media's media.
It's media's media. This is true. We've got to remember. This is now not the other podcast. This is the new one. So yeah, I guess it does
if you
count.
haven't yet clocked on. This is definitely an 18 plus.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
If you're under 18, I do apologise. I swear like a sailor. You probably don't want to watch this. Or maybe you do.
Maybe you do. I mean, you might learn something. You might wish you didn't, but you learn. We provide an education. All I can say.
Wonderful.
Oh, I hit the sand boss today. That was annoying, by the way. I just saw it I saw it in the trailer whilst I was just talking away. But yeah, that sand boss was annoying. And there's a few bosses that are really good to go against.
I was going to say there's a couple that are all right. The sand boss is irritating, but I think as long as you've got like a balanced build, you can be all right. The one that really winds my gears, and I've mentioned this to you before, is the knowledge demon.
Oh yeah,
forcing you to choose the curse that's put on you every turn, like every 3 or 4 turns.
Absolutely, yeah.
I just apply it to me. Don't make me choose. That makes it worse.
I know. It's like, choose this one, and you won't get as many cards, which is fine.
You can just take extra damage every turn that you can't block.
Yeah, and you can't block that.
I'll let you pick whichever one you want. It's condescending.
Yes, it is, especially if you've got like the minds that we have.
Yes.
When decisions are like frightening at times. Well, for me at least. But
that'd be the spectrum that we were talking about.
That would be the spectrum. Yeah. I know I can defeat this if I had better cards. I don't have better cards, so I'm fucked.
Yeah.
There goes this round. Yeah, it can be a little bit irritating on that, depending on the boss. But yeah, still can come away from it going, you know what, I really enjoyed it. It's somewhat different than what we otherwise play with our other co-op games, because we do have a lot of co-op games.
We do
in our libraries, and we've played most of the time. And I know many people might not agree to this, but we don't care. Obviously, if you've seen and if you caught any of my streams, you know that Phasmo Weekly is a thing. Obviously, co-op horror kind of esque, and then there's obviously Fortnite, which is completely different. Again, it's Fortnite, so can be a bit sweaty. But yeah, the co-op things are there. But this, as a co-op game, Slay the Spire it's a
nice change of pace, isn't it?
It's a change of pace. Yeah, that's basically where I'm getting at. But yeah, if you want it, get it, and ignore the recent reviews, because they're the ones that have just got basically
way too much time on the hands.
Way too much time. Yeah, but yeah. Otherwise, it's just go with the English reviews. I mean, weirdly,
the only ones that matter.
I don't think it's all English ones, but it's mostly that's what the Steam page is telling us, at least.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's Slay the Spire 2. If you want it,
well, nice little segue.
If
you don't mind me moving on,
go for it.
you mentioned some of the other games that we played. Now, anybody who is probably in the Twitch chat right now, probably not anyone who's listening to this on Spotify, will know from your streams, like you said, that we often do the FAS Weekly.
Yeah.
Now, FAS has been going through a bunch of updates recently. For better or for worse, I probably shouldn't say, because we all know my opinion, so I'm going to keep it to myself. But they have recently released a new announcement, which we knew was coming, but the character player update is officially coming on the 5th.
Yes,
so less than a week.
Yes.
I've had a look on the Kinetic Games website. It's looking all right. Looks like you can kind of start with some base models and then change a couple of details, clothing, hair color, etc. And it looks like there will be stuff like Twitch drops that can affect inventory for your character. So there's apparently going to be a High Priestess t-shirt drop starting with the launch of the update. I might actually do that one, because why the hell not?
I mean, it's a High Priestess, so that's fair enough.
It's a High Priestess. It's the tarot card, you kind of gotta. Which probably also means that at some point we will be getting a High Priestess t-shirt merch, because we know how they like to money grab. They have released some screenshots of, no doubt, the beta of the character animations and updates, and looks all right. My only comment would be for anybody who plays FAS regularly is get ready for whatever bugs this introduces to the game.
Yeah.
Because there will be some.
Yeah, as much as I hate to admit to it, I have to agree. It does seem that so I've played this since the start. The first week it came out, I jumped straight into it. I was scared then, I'm still am now, even 6 years on. And I've followed this game, since its launch. But recently, I would say going back to the console launch, but since the console launch, things have unfortunately gone on a little bit awry with the coding. It seems that every time they add something, they seem to layer it over coding, and it seems to just break the game slightly. The immersion kind of thing goes out the window, because you'll be playing something and then all of a sudden you can't find this, or you can't, the bone might disappear. Like there's always been problems with this bone spawning. I think because of that reason, if you ever get a chance to, not that many people do, especially single player, if you go to the Sunny Meadows, the bone is always in the same location, and it's usually just outside the left-hand door of the chapel. Not that means anything to anyone who doesn't know the game, but if anyone who does know it, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about.
But if you do download the game from this podcast and you haven't played it before, first map, Sunny Meadows, do it, dare you. Yeah. And then put in comments at us on social media and tell us how big of an asshole we are. I live for it.
Yeah, bring it. We're here for it. Don't worry about that. Yeah, what the point I'm getting to is that basically since the console update, it's kind of broken a little bit, and I know what you were saying, Kate, about not wanting to mention something. I'm going to mention it, but because I think it's a shame that it's happened. I am looking forward to some of the new changes, and it's going to be welcoming, but it's also what comes with the changes, as I've just said, is that they bring in something and it alters something else that was there previously that weren't broken.
Yeah, I mean, I think our best example of it is probably that one game that we had where we had literally 3 pieces of evidence telling us that it was a Moroi. We even got a curse, which is, for anybody who doesn't play, is the Moroi special ability. Signs. 3 pieces of evidence. That's the max amount of evidence you can get to say that this is a Moroi. And what happened? We chose Moroi, finished the game, and it told us it was a shade, which does not have the same 3 pieces of evidence and cannot curse people.
Before anyone at us, could not have been a mimic, because of the evidence that you get from a mimic is so much more different than what we had. So it wasn't like we could have just guessed it and got it wrong. Yes, it was a shade in the end anyway, so it didn't matter that, the mimic thing doesn't
Yeah, but
really
that's what I
come into
mean.
it.
All of the evidence said Moroi, and then we got to the end page where it tells you what ghost it is.
Yeah.
And it said shade.
Yeah, so we didn't confuse
opposite.
it. But the broken code is a thing. But like the Twitch drops stands out. I do like the look of the thingy princess thing card. Fuck, my mind went blank then. I couldn't think. On the that would definitely go to makeshift, and I can see that being a t-shirt, and I don't know why they haven't done it.
Guarantee we could ask Mumsy for one and she would give us it.
Do you know what? Yeah, we've got our own makeshift Mumsy. I'm sure she wouldn't mind print. She could probably do the whole cursed deck.
Well, she did make her own cursed deck, didn't she?
She actually
made her own copy of the tarot cards.
She did, and I bought them from her. I bought them, and it was a first come, first serve. And someone else asked afterwards, after I'd already purchased them. I was like, and she'd actually printed one of the tarot cards. Which one was it? I think it was. I can't remember which one it was, but there was two. There was a variation of one of the other cards, and she printed.
Is it the Wheel of Fortune?
Wheel of Fortune. Yes, there was Wheel of Fortune. There was blue, and then there's a red, and there's a green. So she printed. She printed the extra one, and as on a way enough. When I asked for something to be sent to my home, and she, as a way of an apology, she felt like she needed to send it to me. And I thought, you didn't have to do that, and I appreciate that. As a bit of a gesture towards me, she gave me that one for free, and I was like, thank you very much. So yeah, she gave me I bought the full set, and then she gave me the extra one free. There was something else that I'd asked for. She sent that to me, and when she sent it to me, she sent it a little Mumsy, if you're listening to this, thank you. I did say thank you at the time. It was like last year sometime anyway. But yeah, I did thank her for it, and it was like she did write a personal note to me, and like I sometimes do. I think I definitely annoy you at times. I was like, you don't. It's just a show.
It's all fun and games.
It's all fun and games, but yeah. I think she might have misunderstood the annoyance that I had for her at the time, or all the time. But they're doing the new Alan Wake thing, aren't they? Phasmophobia by Alan Wake coming the 12th of May, which is so that the new update, the customization update, is coming out on, in case we haven't mentioned it, the 5th of May. Yeah. And the Twitch drops run from the 5th to the 11th, and then further down on the 12th, so the day after the Twitch drops end, weirdly, there's the Alan Wake, which is a limited time collaboration with Remedy Games. Not entirely sure what that's about, but I guess we'll find out on the 12th.
Yeah, guess we'll see.
Hopefully by then we might even be into us. Maybe we would have made at least 2 more episodes by then of this podcast. We'll see how it goes. So yeah, that is our Phasmo. I think we're done on that, right? Yeah, that's our Phasmo.
Yeah, I don't have anything more to say on Phas.
Yeah, so we do like to mention Phas. Nearly every episode we will get hit at least one episode. So yeah, that's the Phas update. Do you have anything you want to throw in?
Yes, this is less of an update and more of a gripe. Can we talk about the BAFTAs?
We can talk about it.
When I say can we talk about the BAFTAs, what I mean is, what the fuck happened to the BAFTAs?
Specifically, you are mentioning this is the gaming one as well, right? Not just because the BAFTAs there's film, theatre, like musicals, and then there's gaming. But yeah, it was the gaming event, wasn't it? The BAFTA gaming event.
Yeah, I mean, the BAFTA gaming event this year, right? Not gonna lie, some of the winners absolutely deserved. I mean, you've got Dispatch for Best Audio Achievement. Jeffrey Wright from that game got an award for performer in a supporting role. Totally deserved. Blueprints got game design, which I would have been pissed if it had gone to anyone else.
Yeah.
However, there is one game in particular that was nominated for quite a few things. And you know it, Steve. It's another one of the co-op games that we play, which is Peak.
Peak. Yeah.
It's, if you haven't heard of Peak, it's a game that's made in collaboration with Landfall and Agrocrop. And it is a co-op mountain climbing game. Sounds shit, but it's really fun. This game is insane. Really good. Couple of bugs, but the bugs are always fixed, and the game is in early access. Or it was in early access. They have since updated, let me think, 1, 2, 3 new maps.
Yes. Yeah.
A whole host of new items. The lobby that you spawn in has now become populated with a whole host of things to do, little mini games that you can mess around with as well. So much love has gone into that. They're so active on their social media, acknowledging things and giving updates on what's happening next. This game, I'm telling you, even got a collab with Baby No Money. As in, Baby No Money was in the game, doing a performance. And not a single win at the BAFTAs.
Yeah, that's. Incidentally, it does link one of our games that we have already spoken about. The ping pong doll can be found in Slay the Spire.
It does, yeah. Mr. Bingley was very happy when he realised that.
Yeah. But you're right. It's so much deserving of any awards that it gets nominated for, and to have not won BAFTA is kind of criminal. It should have won in its category. Who was it? Do you know who it was actually up against? Did you? I don't know if you...
I'm just having a look now. I mean, looking at a lot of the other nominees, the games that did well, granted, did deserve to do well. You know, you had Claire Obscure, Expedition 33, did deserve the amount. Like, they got a good few wins, and there's a lot of work gone into that. Dispatch got a win. Ghost of Yotai. Ghost of, how the hell do you pronounce that? Yotai?
Yotai. Yeah.
Yeah, that got a win or two. Blueprints got a win, which I was very happy about because I'm a big fan of that game. Hell, I didn't realize Power Wash Simulator had been nominated for anything, but apparently it was. You know, I'm looking at this. I don't think it's even been nominated in a category, which is criminal. Absolutely criminal. Like, really? Oh no, it was. I'll lie, it was. It was nominated in multiplayer. Okay.
Yeah.
It went up against Split Fiction, which I would have got if it lost against Split Fiction because that game is very well developed. Lego Party, Elden Ring, Night Rain, Dune Awakening, and the winner was Arc Raiders.
Yeah, looking at that list, I think the problem there is Arc Raiders is very recent, and I think the board of like whoever decided to vote for this was like, oh, Arc Raiders is quite popular. Yeah, it's only just come out. Arc Raiders got nominated for Gaming of the Year. At the end, usually in December time. So at the end of every year, you get the gaming awards, which is the big one, and then we're going into the later ones, like the BAFTAs and stuff, like in the start of the year, kind of as we are now. And it's just because I honestly, I don't know, I don't. It's a funny one to get thrown into as a multiplayer. And it goes against a lot of big names, like Dune Awakenings was quite a big thing. Elden Rings, Arc Raiders, like you said, who won it. But yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, for me personally, I've got to say, like, multiplayer games get shafted in gaming awards. I know we've spoke about this in bits and pieces before.
Yeah.
But there is not enough love for the multiplayer games in the world.
Yeah.
There really should be. Why there's only one category for like, specifically for best multiplayer game. There should be different ones. You have all sorts of categories that solo games are nominated for that people just kind of ignore the multiplayers to nominate. It deserved more love than it got.
Yeah, yeah.
And if in any way, shape or form the devs catch fire of this, we love you. Keep up the good work. We enjoy the game. All hail Bing Bong.
All hell Bing Bong. Indeed. No, I recently went back to it, Peak. And I very rarely am I away from it, but like other things will get in between this and whatever else we do, as a co-op game. But Peak, it's just one of those that I got comfortable with it. I can kind of solo it, and then I'll start playing it, and then all of a sudden someone else will come on and like, oh, do you want to co-op? Like, you know what? Yeah, that's fine, because I don't mind stopping what I'm doing. And one of the recent updates, actually, I think it was you mentioned it to me not so long ago, is that you can now save your progress. You can go back to your previous thing, which is something
you couldn't previously do.
No, you couldn't do that previously. It was good that they've done that, because obviously, it
was asked for, and the devs have been really good about listening to what people want from the game.
Because it can be a bit of a, it can be a whole run can take you maybe. It shouldn't take you really more than a couple of hours, but there is an achievement for less than an hour.
If you're good at the game, you can get it done in an hour.
Yeah, I think there is an achievement for that.
There is. I tried very hard to get it.
So yeah, it's again, RNG's has been a thing. It's down to the seed, whatever seed you get for whatever map, it is possible to do it. And I can see why, because we've both played recently and got it just shy of an hour, or just shy of hour and 10 or something like that, an hour and 15. So
something like that, yeah.
It wasn't too far away. So it is interesting to see that they brought that in, and like you said, it was asked for. And so
I think that it's probably the one shortfall of gaming awards that does bother me, is you get a lot of things celebrating the games themselves, which is great, and there's all sorts of different categories, but please, can we get some kind of gaming awards that takes into account the little labours of love? Because the devs of Peak put in so much effort.
Yeah.
And stuff like that, if it isn't rewarded, it stops.
Yeah,
and that's when you get shit games.
Yeah, that's true. Sadly, that's what happens. Peak is definitely another one of those little games that we just have an affection for, because it's funny, it's scary,
it's a nice way to pass the time.
Yeah.
It's stressful as hell.
It's my last run I did before we changed games, before you came in, I think yesterday, was getting to a point where I just could not find the right spot, and having, other than climbing all the way down and then tracking all the way back, I've wasted so much time at that point. I was like, damn, that was so difficult. It was such a fun start, easy sort of like beginnings, as is in most cases in most games. But yeah, it's one of those RNG things based on its seed, where I started off really well, got to, I can't remember the actual biome, but I got to a point where I was like, I can't go anywhere. I've run out of everything. And I think I said it to you as well, where I found in every suitcase I come across 3 things I just couldn't use. Or there's a few things I just couldn't use because of it. It was just it was meant for co-op. Like the rope. Only if you're lowering it down to someone. Who am I lowering it down if you're playing it solo? So yeah, you might argue maybe it's my own fault for going solo, but then there's the option to do it solo. So why would I not?
And the solo runs can be quite a nice way to pass your time. I mean,
yes, yeah.
You know what I'm like. when I start my gaming, I'm usually the first thing I do when I log on is I do a Binding of Isaac daily challenge, which I've done now, but we've done this start the podcast. And then if nobody else is around, I'll do a run a peak. And then I'll go on and do stuff like Slay the Spire, Fortnite, Balatro, whatever I want to play. But it's a really nice way to just, get your fingers warmed up, have a bit of a relax, although it'd be stressful, and just have a bit of fun.
Yeah. So doing it single players it was great for me until I reached that point. I was like, oh, I don't like this. Unfortunately, someone comes into the Discord call and they go, oh yeah, are we playing it? Yeah, absolutely. Let's change games.
Sorry.
no, it's fine. Honestly, it's not a bother. But yeah, be it BAFTA or any gaming awards, that if you please, just can we have a little bit of thought about these? I mean, I get certain games have a little bit more financial back into them, and that's probably why they get picked out. You could still be an indie developer, but because you've got so much backing financially, you're gonna get those recognitions much more. And it's like, blueprints, like you said, well deserved. Probably, but again, Peak really should have got something. When it gets thrown against other games like in that category, like there's only so many things that you can choose. Like, what was the other one that we in that list? Wasn't it that I saw? Split Fiction.
Yeah.
Which is I mean, when it's multiplayer, isn't Split Fiction really just a co-op 2-player?
Yeah, it's 2-player, not multi.
I guess it does kind of count, but when I think of multiplayer, I tend to think of more than, usually up to maybe 4 or more. Just because that's just where my mind goes when I think about it. But okay, I'll allow it. But and even though I did say Peak is good can be good as a single player, but like, I don't know. It goes against like Art Raiders, and Art Raiders just come out. It's fresh in the memory of like all the board of whoever vote for it, and that's where I'm kind of against the whole who decides to vote for these sort of things.
Yeah.
It's not done by the fans. It's done by the board of directors and people who put the money in for the sponsors. Unfortunately, that's the gaming industry as it is. But let's do better. Let's hopefully we do better next year. I mean, speaking of which, it might be too soon to say it. Is there anything at the moment that you've seen or played that you'd like to see maybe get a nomination if it comes into next year? Or the end of the year? I know we're quite early. We're quite early in the year, but gaming in the year, like December.
Yeah, I mean, this time last year, we'd brought up a couple of nominations that we thought would come up. The likes of content warning and all of that kind of shebang.
Yeah.
This year, honestly, as much as I'd love to see Spider Roulette get one, I don't think it was big enough.
No.
Slay the Spire 2 should get at least a mention.
Yes.
But if the hype's died down by then it probably won't. I don't think there's much else, to be honest. I think Balatro, I would have loved to see Balatro win stuff, but I think it's kind of missed its chance. Unless it gets like a big development, I don't think it'll really come back onto people's radar.
Yeah.
But otherwise, I think we're just going to have to wait and see what comes up in the year.
Yeah, I think it's a different... There seems to be a different breed of games coming out this year than it was last year.
Yeah, I think last year was all about the horror multiplayer, wasn't it? Horror comedy.
Yeah, horror comedy, definitely. Like you said,
this year's
content warning
seems to be a little bit focused more on the story matter and like you said, the roguelites.
Yes, yeah. So I see that's interesting because I think this could be a good segue to going into it. Is like you said, with multiplayer games being what they are, it does throw that question: is single player still relevant, and I think Capcom's definitely doing a thing where it is.
Oh yeah.
Because they've had the massive hit with the Resident Evil 9 and obviously Daddy Leon been thrown around quite a lot. But yeah, with their RE engine, in full use, because they do this as a single player, it's like we're moving forward with where we want to see our franchise. So yeah, that as a single player game, I still think they're new lease of life with that, and of course with Pragmata just coming out, and obviously the two games are developed by Capcom, and they're both games that use the RE engine.
For anybody at home who doesn't know what that is, do you want to explain what an RE engine is?
I have no idea.
Time for a Google search.
So the RE engine is just the Resident Evil engine that they use for all of their newer Resident Evil games from the Capcom.
Okay. It is just the game development engine.
Yeah.
So it's about enabling photorealistic visuals, high fidelity light, and smooth performance across multiple platforms. Tell you what, Faz could take a couple of notes there.
Yeah.
It's designed for open world and linear games.
Yes, exactly. So the newest one from the teams of Capcom, like I said, kind of sticking with the Resident Evil 9 came out. I played through it, very good. You got a couple of characters which have different perspectives. Now you can change this in the settings, but they with the Resident Evil, they brought out I think it was from Resident Evil 7, which is Biohazard. They went down the road of doing it first person. They brought the horror aspect to it back after a bit of a dismal 6, which was the third person camera perspective. And then so they went into let's bring the horror back. Let's reinvent it, because they kind of lost the plot of what Resident Evil was all about. It was we went down kind of a action game rather than a horror. It kind of lost its identity a little bit. So they reinvented with 7. Then Village came out. Again, that was first person, and then 9 came out, which is where we're at. With Leon came back into the fold as a character that you could play, and who was the other character? The name. I think it's. I want to say Ashley for some reason.
Give me a second.
But yeah, there's 2.
Grace
Ashcroft. Grace Ashcroft comes into it as a second playable character in the game, and although she's FBI, she hasn't got the same kind of training as Leon has, and Leon by this point is much more seasoned, since Resident Evil 2. So he's very much in control of he knows how to handle a weapon, and he's got lots of pretty kick-ass moves, literally kick-ass. He will literally finish off any zombie that he has in front of him after a couple of shots of doing a huge back kick, knocking them into next week kind of thing. Whereas Grace is very new to handling weapons and stuff, so she's very nervous, and her perspective is first person, and that gives you the immersion. It gives you a much deeper immersion of that. Now you can change this in the settings. It's worth noting that you can change both of them can go for first person or third person, and I found that for me, my playthrough, I done Grace's playthrough from third, and it's still just as enjoyable. But yeah, the whole point of her being in first person is that you're much more immersed in what's happening around you, and you're getting chased by these weird horrendous monsters that are well known within the universe of Resident Evil, of being really creepy and frightening and disgusting and everything thrown all into the mix. But yeah, it's interesting that what they did with Grace was that you find later on in the game, you find a young girl and she has this kind of mothering instinct to sort of protect this young girl. And there's a reason I'm mentioning this, because we're going to come back to it. I did mention it at the start of this. Pragmata. I'm not going to go too much into the Resident Evil. If you want to look it up, you can.
We'll keep this spoiler free.
Keeping it spoiler free. If you want to play it, go out and play it. It's worth picking up and grab.
Do yourself a favor. Check out the mods.
Check out the mods. The mods.
Shout out for the Naked Leon Kennedy mods. Chef's kiss. Top tier.
It was only about time. It was only a matter of time before they did that. To be fair,
it was the first thing that happened when the game came out, Steve. Let's be real.
Soon as
People
came
saw
out,
Leon Kennedy coming, and the thirst trap started coming.
Yeah. To be honest, yeah, I get it. I do get it. So you got Daddy Leon with and if you got the mods, like Kate said, you can have him like hot dad bod. I guess.
Over in a maid's outfit, I've seen. Playboy bunny outfit. Honourable mention to some of the other mods that we've seen is you can turn his motorcycle into a toilet.
Oh, absolutely! I have seen some very odd.
You can turn a large arachnid enemy into Thomas the Tank Engine, which is both hilarious and horrifying. Oh,
and yes, I was just about to mention that actually. Yeah, I'm glad you did. But yeah, it is. The mods have definitely made this game even. Well, I mean, the game was worthwhile anyway, but they've made it even much more worthwhile to go and pick up.
I think the mods have given it an element of replayability. Haven't
they? Yeah. I'm just reminded. Yeah, you can play Mr. X as Mr. Blobby, which is. If you're not familiar with who Mr. Blobby is, that's going to take a lot of explaining. And basically, as a sidekick to what's his name? Whoever brought him out. Noel Edmonds. Back in the day when Noel Edmonds was relevant.
Look it up. Watch some clips. You'll get what we mean. It's funny.
It's funny. But trying to explain what Mr. Blobby is quite a difficult one to go down. But anyway, either way, my point of what I'm getting to is that so Grace is like mollycoddling this child to try and protect her, to make sure that she's safe. Meanwhile, Capcom was developing Pragmata. Pragmata is a unique sci-fi action-adventure game. Again, it's a single player, which is you got to follow Hugh, a member of an ill-fated investigation team, and Diana, a young android. Now, Diana. Now, for some reason, they've developed this android to be very much like a preteen. So maybe I'm not sure how old she's supposed to be.
She looks about 7 or 8.
7 or 8. 8-year-old girl, and yeah, you got to basically navigate the lunar facility taken over by a rogue AI in a search to get back to Earth. Basically, that's the premise of the game. That's the whole point of the game. But I'm going back to the whole, mollycoddling and mothering, and this time you are pretty much dad sim. A lot of people are comparing this to sort of dark, Dead Space, but by calling it Dad Space or Dad Sim. A lot of people have mentioned that.
I love that. Dad Space.
Yeah, 100%. Dad Space. Yeah. And I've played it recently, and it is very much like, oh, she's so cute. But there is the cuteness to it, but there's also the fact that she is still an android, and she can actually hack into certain AI droids and stuff. And that is where the use of the two like Hugh, who is able to use firearms against these androids and such alike. And with Diana, his partner, the combat system in this is very unique. You'd have, ideally, the best way to defeat some of these rogue androids, robots and stuff, is to actually duel the combination of Diana's capability to hack this whatever you are faced against, whilst you then shoots. So you're doing two things simultaneously, which is very weird. Now, it does say you should use a controller, and most of the times, whenever I'm playing anything that says use a controller, I always never do. Because I've got so used. We were talking about muscle memory earlier. Like I can't now. I can't use a controller without my hands hurt.
I'm mouse all the way.
I can't. The default settings is for me to use the hacking system. I have to push Alt, but you've got WSAD, Tab, Alt, Shift, and Spacebar. And then you got your left and right mouse buttons, as well as trying to aim with the mouse. So imagine those. That's your combination. That's what those are the keys that you're trying to push. So you have to Alt, then left trigger the when it comes up. There's a grid. You follow the grid, and on the grid there's a certain pathway that you have to follow in order to unlock hack the androids that you're facing. So you'll hack it. Then you right trigger it using the pistol or whatever gun you have at that point that you've unlocked. So you're shooting as well. So it's kind of then also they're not stationary. They are moving towards you, or they're trying to attack you as well. So that you're slow the enemy down by hacking them, but then you've got to quickly. This is like decision making at its worst for me, because I've got to then remember what button does what to shoot. Even though it should be standard right trigger or right button on the mouse, it's usually aim and fire, but it doesn't work if you've got the Spectrum brain that I have. Then it gets a little bit confusing. But again, I can't use a controller, so I'm kind of fucked on that. I'm stuck. I got to deal with it the only way I can. So, but it's been fun despite all that. Despite the complex. Like I'm sure there's lots of people out there who go, it's not really that difficult. Depending on it depends on what spectrum you're on, really, doesn't it? Doesn't work for everyone. It doesn't work for everyone. But I have been enjoying it. It has been quite fun to play, despite its slight difficulty. I mean, I was against one of the bosses. I'm not going to spoil anything too much, but I went against the boss, and it was really. I thought it was going to be a lot difficult because of its size, but actually, it was much more easier than I thought, and that was just either because I got used to the combat, or just because it was somehow easier than some of the earlier enemies that I'd faced up to that point. Given the scale of what I was facing against and how much room I had to maneuver. There's a lot of collectibles. It is, again, it's from Capcom, and with the use of the we said it before about the RE engine. It's very beautiful. A lot of this stuff, it looks really weird. A lot of the surface of the moon has been developed into like a living quarters, but everything looks like it's been 3D printed. So it's like the future is 3D printing. So a lot of aesthetics to the buildings look like, some of it looks like it's run out of print midway through. So if you've ever seen anything that's been 3D printed, that's what you can imagine what it would look like. So yeah, a lot of buildings look like that. But there's lots of collectibles. If you remember the bobbleheads in Resident Evil, any of those, there is something similar to this as well. So you go around collecting those. You've got a lot of collectibles. A lot of collectibles go towards paying for upgrades, and different upgrades acquired certain types of things that you need to collect throughout the world and throughout your missions. Midway through, or some of the areas that you go to, there are points that you can reach, which are kind of save points, which allow you to go back to base, which in turn gives you a chance to gain health. So should you have lost any health, you do have a chance to get back to base before setting off again. And then wherever you just was at, the last checkpoint that you was at, you can go back to that and continue on your missions. You after a lot of areas are blocked off until you upgrade. So you have to upgrade before you can progress. So you'll get maybe 36% of an area complete, even if you have completed like the pretty much the main mission. But to get some of these secrets and stuff, you would have to go back after upgrading. And it could either be for your suit, your weapon, or even Diana has her own upgrades in order to help hack. So she can be much quicker at hacking, or she has her own special abilities, which later on you have to unlock. It's been fun. I've enjoyed it, but it is, if it's, it's another single player that I've really been enjoying. And that is why I wanted to mention it, because it's a single player. It does have a lot of replayability, because it will do, because you might, if you want to breeze through the game and not go back anywhere, you can do that. As far as I can tell, at least you can do that. You just play it through. Might only take you a few hours. It could have, I think, maybe 20 plus hours gameplay, depending on how quick you are at solving certain puzzles. They're not really puzzles, but they can be a little bit tricky at times. Trying to get to certain areas, it could take you a little bit longer, or it could take you a little bit quicker. Depends on how much you're willing to explore. The game's design is there to be explored as well. The environments are fairly good. That's the whole point of the single player, is that the environments there. With that, again, I keep saying it, the RE engine creating the world that looks stunning. And yes, there is times when I've gone, no, don't fall, and I'm saying it to an android, but because
you're controlling.
I'm controlling, but also because you'll see Diana fall, and you're like, oh, she fell. I could have saved her. I could have helped her up. You're starting to feel a little bit for her, even though she's an android. It's just because the childlike quality that she brings out, and it's that, that doting father figure that Hugh has become, or becomes quite early on as well. You do have that connection between Hugh and Diana. Yeah, that's all I'm going to say about that, really. I'm not going to give away too much. It's basically, sci-fi third-person shooter. There's other tags in Discord. It says it's funny, and it can be quite amusing at times. Amusing, shocking, somewhat sad. I did read one review which said, after I've stopped crying. I'm like, I laugh at that, but I haven't got to that bit, because I laugh because I'm probably going to face that soon, or towards the end. I'm not sure, but if a game makes you tear up and for a good reason, or bad reason, it might be a good reason, if that makes sense, I guess.
Well, that's a fairly nice segue, because I'd like to talk about a game that I haven't personally played, but I've watched somebody play recently. And I'm going to give you a heads up. You are going to hear Mr. Bingley in the background for this, Steve. So if you want to cut it from the Spotify version, go for it.
That's fine.
But everyone on Twitch, you get to listen to Mr. Bingley play with his friends. However, we have a mutual friend whose name I will not say, because I'm not asked his permission to say it on the podcast.
That's fair.
Who has recently played through a full run of Madison. Now, Madison is a single player exploratory horror game. Now, I didn't know what this game was. I watched the Twitch page when this friend said that they were debating playing it, and I said, fuck yeah, go play it. He then told me to go fuck myself because it actually looked scary. when I tell you this game is genuinely scary, like, yes, it's got jump scares, but it's also like it's got a really nice combination of jump scares and atmospheric horror. It builds. And it's not just through the storyline, it's not just through music or sound. Like, the whole premise of it is creepy. I don't want to say too much about the gameplay to give away the storyline, but you take pictures of things. And when you're taking picture of things, the world around you isn't what it appears to be. And it can cause changes in reality. And if you haven't played it or you haven't seen a playthrough of it, I do recommend that you go check it out. The cat is irritating. But really funny. Probably not to play. I would never play it because I am a grade A coward. However, watching somebody else shit their pants for 8 hours on end, very entertaining. 10 out of 10, do recommend.
Do you know, when you said that, I know who you're talking about, but I won't say. But I've seen this game when it first came out, and I added it to my wish list. It's still on my wish list. I still have yet to purchase it. Mostly because I just, like, with a lot of the things that are on my wish list, they're there to be reminded of, that I've wished for it for a reason, that I do want to eventually purchase it. But something else always comes up. Like, we're talking about a game that came out in 22 and it's now 26. But since then, obviously, I've continuously played other games. That's been one of them. And of course, Pragmata just recently. So, with Slay the Spire again, still coming out this year. So, yeah, I do remember it coming out, or at least been announced. So that's why I wish listed it. I think I played the demo of this though. And I remember at the time, I think I might just be making this up, really. I'm not sure. I'm thinking, yeah, fuck that. I probably did actually say that quite out loud when I played the demo. But it's something that I'd basically forgotten until a friend of ours just played it through, and I'm like, yeah, all right. I'm not sure about that. More for you than me. But I'll go. I must just think, when I get time to do it, I probably will get it. But again, it's it's one of those. I thought about it at the time, added it to my wish list.
I mean, it is 30 quid, so it's one of those things that, like, if you're not going to play it straight away, you're not going to buy it. But it is a psychological horror, and it's very puzzle based.
Yes, it is. Yeah.
But it does also have key core horror elements.
Yeah.
And I think the balance between puzzles and trying to find clues to the lore and move on the story, and the horror element has been done really well in that game. Really well.
Yeah. But I like I said, I already knew about this when it came out, and I played the demo, and I will at some point probably will get a chance to play it. When I do, I'll let you know. I mean,
will be watching. I will be watching. And I will be clipping every time you need to change your trousers.
Yes. Well, yeah, I'm glad you mentioned it, because it's a nice little reminder of some things that we, like I said, you wish list them, and then you think, I'll come back to that, and I never do. So, yeah. Because there was because I think I wish listed this, and there was another game that was mentioned, and I'm only going to briefly mention it. I won't go into too much detail of it, because it came around. I think it came around the same time as, although the games may have come out different times. I think I wishlisted it at roughly the same time as Mortuary Assistant. Is it the Mortuary Assistant or the Mortuary game? Again, I started playing it, got quite far into it, and I went, yeah, nah. I don't think I completed it, but yeah, I do remember that was the second game our friend played as well, right? So yeah. Good luck to that. Good luck to you on that one. But yeah. Anyway, like I said, I played it, but I'll go back to it at some point. I probably won't, but I'll go back to it at some point. Because for a while, I actually was just playing just horror games, and those were the sort of games that I really sort of wanted to like get onto. And I think it's something like, well, when you said about Peak, it was one of those sort of games that made me go, actually, maybe I should just cleanse my palate a little bit, and it's good to actually do that. Now that I have played, Slay, Peak, and although we had those other co-op games, Content Warning and such alike, they were horror, but they weren't. They were kind of funny.
They were like jump. It was funny jump scares. It was put yourself in horror's way to earn points and get a laugh.
Yes,
was what a lot of them were. They did become, a little bit repetitive after a while. I know they were really popular for an age, so we did have a good collection of different types. The likes of Repo. Headliners was a really good one that we thought would win a lot of awards last year. Dark Hours, which I hate and will never download again. It does become a little bit repetitive after a while.
Yeah, no, you're right. It does, especially when it's the same format and it's just done differently. I think is it Yap Yap was another one of those types of comedy horrors that it does acquire more than one person, ideally more than two, but they're usually limited to only 4. Repo again. I think Repo's going to come out with another update soon. Actually, saying that just sprung to my mind.
To be fair, Repo has had a good couple of updates. I know they've added new maps, new characters, new items. They are actively doing more work. I just got a little bit sick of it.
Yeah, no, I think again,
it is still going strong.
That's what you were saying. It was like, you want to. They all come out at roughly the same time, and there was they're just variations of the same genre, and it's okay for a while, and it's good to sort of like maybe chop and change. But if you're only chopping and changing to the same kind of thing, then that in itself gets a little bit tedious, and it can get a little bit, you can get bored of that. It's very, very quickly you can get. So it's like actually, segue again. We've got more segues than anything else at the moment. But like simulation games, I've played a lot of like Book Simulator, Supermarket Simulator. There's variations of those coming up in the ranks. There was card game like
there was like a card shop owner and Supermarket Simulator.
Yeah, they all come out again. They're following suit of this. Well, if they've done it, why can't we? And yeah, okay, they're good. I mean, I think one of the recent ones was like Video Shop Owner, where you're doing like retro video shop videos, and it's like, I can see where they're going with this. It's kind of along the same vein as Bookshop Cinema, where you go, I recognise that. That's not Stephen King. It's like David Queen or something, and it's like, okay, I get that. I get the reference. Yes,
Mr. Bingley's got one where you're selling card games, so like. Not Pokemon, but like Pokemon cards and stuff.
Yes,
like that.
I probably got either the same one or something similar. And it is just selling. You're selling just.
It's the same game, different skins, though, isn't it? After a while,
it is. Yeah, exactly. So those types of games, the simulators involved in the same sort of categories as well, if you like. It's like you said, same game, different skin, which is why it's nice to see something like Blueprints coming out and Peak, and Although you could put Peak in the same kind of category as the 4-player co-op thing, it's different. It's not horror related as such. There are the esque of horror. But it's not. But it is. But it's not. I've never experienced the Scoutmaster, but I know it's there.
I'm still trying to get him. There's an achievement, and I really want it.
I know that it's in the game. I know it's there, but I've never experienced it. But I don't count. That's why I don't necessarily count that as horror so much, because I don't see it.
I wouldn't say that Peak's a horror game.
No, it doesn't necessarily warrant that because of the it just doesn't appear as much as like a horror game you'd expect something. Anyway, I think we've covered quite a lot of games tonight, which is good.
Yeah, I mean,
for our first episode, we've not done too badly, and we've still got maybe a few things that we could talk about. But yeah,
I was going to say that, but I was clicking into the wrong tab, so my push to talk was not working. For the first episode, to be honest, I'd expect us to be talking mostly games. Be a bit of a bridge between one podcast and the next.
But it's been, I mean, like, because you know what, I know there was a lot of things that we could have obviously gone on to, and we could have discussed it if we wanted to. I think we could sort of like come towards getting towards an end now anyway, so it's fine. It doesn't matter. Yes, I knew roughly that we were going to come around and talk about this mostly because it's what we're used to doing, so it made sense. Although, no, actually, I will say before we do, I don't want to just end. Because other games, again, it's gaming related, right? So, I don't know if it's newsworthy, but I do think it might be worth mentioning. I don't know, based upon the fact that Epic Games. This is pretty much a news segment now, but Epic Games, back in March, laid off about 1,000 Epic employees. They're trying to cut costs. They're trying to make up 500 million. So that's what they reckon they could start saving 500 million with being cost saving and contracting, marketing, and closing some roles, putting remote stable place. That's what they're sort of aiming towards trying to do. They're trying to get a bit of a stable place with it all by saving. And then you think, okay, how else are they going to start making money? Well, obviously IP. Yeah, there's so many different IPs within Fortnite. And one of the things that they've just mentioned, this was mentioned on the 28th, today being the 29th of April, is that their next big crossover will be with Overwatch. And I'm really... Because Overwatch is made by Blizzard Gaming. And then, so they've got their own storefront of all their Blizzard games and stuff. They've got that. I think they also own the Call of Duty franchise, or it's within their storefront. They own all that. But you could have the likes of Diva and Tracer skins coming into Fortnite. And I just think
they're going to be sweats, aren't there?
They're going to be yes, there will definitely be sweats in that. If going by that, and I think it's definitely another one of those IPs that they're trying to get. Like, I think recently they had Ben 10, and Ben 10. I think there's kind of, I don't know when that came out. Was it like mid-90s?
Oh, that was like
mid-2000s. I mean, yeah,
mid-2000s.
Yeah, I meant 2000s. They've recently had things like Game of Thrones with Jon Snow, and there's been Ben 10 crossovers. They've had Bugs Bunny recently, so you got Bugs Bunny, Daffy Duck, you got Scooby Doo.
There has been a Peak collab.
There has been a Peak collab.
You can be a Peak character. It is creepy looking as well.
It is fucking creepy. I mean, that, and even Repo as well.
Yeah, I was going to say not as creepy as the repo skins. Those things should not be put in Fortnite. They're scary.
they were scary. Like trying to pull it onto their like the models, the character models.
Yeah,
is just
trying to
weird.
make it the right dimensions.
The dimensions was just odd. But yeah, this is another one of those because it's such a big thing. And based, like I said, based on that recent, like going back into March, layoff of 1,000 employees. And this is what they're doing. You know, they're trying to get as much as they can. Fortnite isn't going to last. I'm sorry to say that, but it's not. It's not going to last forever. It will eventually just become irrelevant, or eventually it just completely die out. It's not going to. A lot of these big games will die out to other things that are just going to take its place.
I don't know. I think I might disagree with you on that one, to be honest. I think
maybe not now.
How is this fucking not dead?
I reckon it's going to be in the same caliber as the likes of like.
How does he not?
Sorry. Yeah, in the same caliber as the likes of like Halo and COD.
Yeah. I mean, that could be. Yeah. You could be right on that one, but it's just it's sort of weird.
Yeah, I think you're right in the sense that eventually all of these collabs, there's going to be nothing else to collab with, and the new skins will become less of a thing. But I think first-person shooters tend to just fall into gaming BAU, as it were.
Yeah.
Rather than falling out of popularity.
Yeah. Like I just thought it was worth. I think it's because there's a lot. 1,000 people lost their jobs just so they can save money, and then like what they do is they start to increase the pricing of like the V-Bucks and stuff like that. Which obviously, that in a business sense, it makes some kind of sense because you've got, if you're not making any money, you've got to try and find ways to get your business relevant, keep it relevant by either promoting something, but then if you do that, you've got to get the money. Where does the money come from? They've got to increase their prices in some way or another. But yeah, yeah. I mean, to be honest, I'm surprised they haven't already done it. But I thought because it was owned by Blizzard, which is partly owned by I think Microsoft, and the fact that Microsoft has its own game front as well, and Epic is its own game front as well. It's just surprising that they are kind of having that meetup. It's like Pepsi having shares with Coca-Cola, isn't it? I suppose.
Yeah.
Never the twain shall meet, but they support each other, kind of thing. So yeah, it's just a bit of news that I saw, which was just interesting. I thought it was worth mentioning, considering that we are mostly talking about games and that we do actually play quite a lot of Fortnite.
Yes, before you come at us, we're basic bitches. We know.
Yeah, we know where we are. Yeah.
In the interest of making this slightly different to the other podcast, though, there is something that I would like to just touch on.
Please do.
Because it's kind of a bridge between old content and new content. There has been, you might have been aware, a movie made that came out this year, which was created, produced, directed by one very popular gamer, Markiplier.
Yes.
Now, this movie, Iron Lung, is based off the game of the same name, which is a very basic game. It's not very like high graphic, and there isn't a lot of storyline. But Markiplier, I've got to say, we were talking earlier about Labours of Love. I mean, this guy paid for it with his own money, designed everything himself, worked with the game developer to put together a storyline. And I mean, me and Mr. Bingley went to see it in one of the only UK showings when it came out earlier this year. Fantastic job. I have not seen an eldritch horror film like that in a while, much less one that was good. This thing genuinely kept me in my seat, on the edge of my seat. It was so wonderful. And it seems to have triggered something in other people, because we've had knowledge recently that now
things.
Jacksepticeye is making 2
Oh.
movies.
Yeah, I was about to say that actually. I was about to mention
Yeah.
him. Yeah.
So he is co-producing an animated film adaptation of the game Bloodborne,
Yeah.
working together with Sony Pictures and PlayStation. And he's also making an independent feature film called Godmother, where he is an executive producer. Now, I don't have the knowledge of what this Godmother film is about. It is an indie horror movie, but I know in the past we've spoken very highly of indie developers, and I really do think that if this is a new kind of move for content creators to go and actually do their own things and become indie developers themselves, my God, they've got a standard to live up to from Iron Long, let me tell you. But what a good move to make. I mean, it was a love letter to old school game, and it really was.
I never got a chance to see it. Weirdly, I bought the game when it became popular and people were playing it. I think at the time when Markiplier was like doing his Let's Play
When he
videos.
did his playthrough, yeah.
Yeah, when he did play through it. And I was like, right, okay, I'll get that because that could be quite a fun game to sort of play. It's a very short game. I think I understand it's probably maybe less than an hour or just over an hour or so, a couple of hours maximum to sort of get through it. It's the fact that you managed to do, I don't know what the running time is, but I'm assuming roughly around about 90 minutes, maybe a little bit longer. But yeah, the fact that when someone's passionate about something that much that they're willing to actually put their own money on it, if you can afford to do so, then great.
I've just looked at the runtime, 125 minutes. So just over 2 hours on a game that takes under an hour to complete.
Yeah, right. Okay.
And it doesn't. It's not one of those situations where you watch a film and you think you're just filling time here.
Yeah.
It doesn't fall into that trap. Like everything that happens for a reason.
Right.
Everything is tied up. The law is expanded, and he worked with the developer of the game to expand the law in the right way. And it's got several cameos from famous gamers. It's got Jacksepticeye in there a little bit. I believe, what's her name? God, I've forgotten her name. I think Disguised Toast is in there at some point, and one.
Yeah.
Pokimane, that's her name.
Pokimane. Yeah, I was just going to say actually. I was just trying to think of the most mostly it would be YouTubers, wouldn't it?
Yep. So a lot of cameos. To be honest, the entire film is. I won't give away spoilers for people who haven't seen it, but the entire film is based inside the Iron Long.
Right.
There is nothing outside. And so the whole film feels like one long shot. And it is to have 2 hours of one camera inside an Iron Long. I mean, it shouldn't have worked half as well as it did, which really just goes to show how much thought and preparation went into this, because it's insane. I mean, I'm a big fan of long shots anyway. There was a bit of an aside, but there's one episode of a TV series, The Haunting of Hill House, where the entire episode is one long camera roll. They don't cut, they don't splice. It's just that, and it works when it's done well. It adds so much suspense, and it just brings like a bone deep sense of like terror. And Markiplier's done it for somebody who hasn't created a film before, who didn't have the backing of any big major
studios,
like film producers.
Yeah,
he's done this off his own back, and bloody hell, well done, mate. Well done.
Nice. Yeah, that's good. I'm glad you put that in, because I would have forgotten about it. And obviously wasn't sure that you were aware of them Jacksepticeye thing as well. I think the reason I knew about that is because he had he was on the red carpet of the BAFTAs, the gaming BAFTAs, and I think that was when it was mentioned. I was like, oh, Jacksepticeye's doing his film now. Is like, is he just trying to follow on from that? I guess it sounds coincidental. Sometimes it can happen that you'd both be talking about something, or you won't be talking about to each other, but you'd be talking about it in any way.
To be honest, even if he is jumping on the piggyback of it,
it's not.
The
doesn't
way
matter.
that it's come across to me has been that Markiplier has opened this door.
No, and
because this is the very definition of indie. This is one guy's funded it, and he's paid for everything.
Yeah,
we've got a love for indie games and developers anyway.
Yes, so we need to
know that.
support them.
And this is a whole new media that people with money who have the love for the games can make versions of games in a different media. How brilliant is that?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's good to see. Like I said, I was, as you said, I wasn't really gonna say that he was jumping on the back, but I'm glad that that he's opened a door and said, look, these big studios, they're the ones that pull out the money, they're the ones that throw the money towards something. And let's be honest, a lot of films that have come out that have got a big budget haven't really done that well.
I was going to say, if you think about recent movies about games, I mean, the first FNAF film, brilliant. The second FNAF film, it didn't go down so well. I still personally enjoyed it. You think about the Resident Evil movie, the Silent Hill movies, all of these things which have money behind them don't have the love of the game.
No, it's just like it's almost like it's just a money grab, isn't it? It's just like, well,
or it's deeply Hollywoodized. There's an agenda there, and you can tell there is. But if people who have the love for the game, who are making this film not for money, but just because they want to, have the ability to do that, we are going to get some truly brilliant pieces of media out of this.
Yeah, I mean, like, just to sort of add to a little bit to that, but even like not so much movies, but like even the Netflix TV shows, like The Witcher series, sort of fell apart because it was, although one of the main actors followed the law of the games because he's a gamer, Henry Cavill,
and when he left,
they tried,
when he was no longer involved, that kind of.
It was the studio's decision to sort of say, look, we want you to go down this direction. And it's like, well, that's not how the game plays, so why should I? And so
and you can tell the difference.
It's massively, it's crazy how much influence that someone can have just because they're like, well, we're backing it, but then you haven't really got the love for it. You always find out people that are making it, it's not even just that that particular TV show. It's any of those shows where the source material is completely ignored. Once the source material is ignored, then there was something that came to I heard the other day, and I can't think what it was. So I guess it doesn't matter that I'm mentioning it, but anyway, they were sort of not going to go down the road of, well, we won't do it for they didn't want something to be made, but they want it not to be made with the gamers involved. They want they don't want it to be aimed at gamers, even though I can't remember, and I wish I'd listened.
You can find it for the next episode.
I'll find out. But basically my point is that these big studios and stuff, when they turn around and say, we're not going to, it might have been the new Resident Evil film because they're going to try and reboot it, but they said, we don't want to focus on the games or the law of the games or anything like that. Let's just do it our own way. And it's like, well, the moment
then why not come up with an original idea?
Basically that's the point is that they're going away from the source material, and it's well done, Markiplier. Basically, I think that's the only way I can end that. Is just to say Markiplier's done a really good job of introducing us to, proper like you said, it's a proper indie way of doing something.
It really is. And like you said, that's pretty much all we can wrap up on that. It's just good job.
well done. Yes, indie all the way. Do you know what? It's just come to me just now, and I'm sure I'm sure, because it's games related, we could easily segue into a thing that we did on our old podcast. Do you remember the old podcast when we had a little game? And if you're listening at home, viewers, you can try this at home. Yeah. Have you got
you know what? I do remember, and I think we even had a jingle.
We do. We do have a jingle.
Is it? And isn't it? Isn't it? And isn't it? A porn game.
There we go. We have got a jingle. So, this is brand new for this podcast, but it's old for us. But we're gonna continue it on because I enjoyed it, and I know Kate, I know you enjoy it as well. So, if you are listening at home, feel free, have a little go yourself. But Kate, if you want to take over, because this is pretty much your thing anyway. This is your
okie dokie. So,
segment.
for anybody listening who hasn't played this game before, I'm seeing some people in chat who have played this game before. This is a game that Mr. Bingley, my wonderful husband, brought up. He was trolling through Steam and having a look at all of the different labels and names of games. And what he found was a really fun game where I will give you 3 titles of games.
I fucking grabbed her as well.
You have to vote on which title is the porn game. Now, it is harder than it sounds. We've played a lot of this on the other podcast. I do have 3 groups here, but I'll only do 2 of them. I'm going to save one for next time because in this podcast so far, we've talked a fair amount about horror games and roguelite choices matter games. So, we'll start off with horror. I'm going to give you 3 titles of horror games. Only one of them is a porn game. So your first title is Vein. That is as in like veins in your body. First title, Vein. Your second title is Desert Stalker. Sorry, you're 100% Mr. Bingley singing that.
That's fine.
And the third title is called Tormentor. So I'm going to post these 3 titles into chat for anybody who's listening at the minute, and then get your votes in.
Vein, Desert Stalker, and Tormentor. Your time starts now.
All right, Mr. Steve, what's your thoughts?
But my initial thought, and I would say, my initial thought would be Vein. I'm ignoring chat, by the way.
Yeah.
I'm ignoring chat because I know I can see who's in chat and like,
and you know it's the kind of person that searches for porn games.
Yeah. So, Vein for me, I don't know why I went down this road, but I did. I guess it's the kind of mind I've got.
Were you thinking of the word throbbing?
I mean, it may include that, but yeah, I guess. Vein, I don't know, Vein. I'm going to go, I keep saying the fucking word.
And now you're in your own head. Well,
yeah, I can't stop saying it now. I want
for the horror games, the porn game, as Ben in chat has said, is Desert Stalker.
Oh.
I am quite surprised that Ben has A, seen this, and B, bought it. However, considering his run in the game Sex with Hitler, I really shouldn't be that surprised.
Oh, God. Yes,
do not buy Sex with Hitler, kids. Buy the sequel. So much better.
I love that.
So, category number 2. I'm hoping Ben hasn't seen this one because I know he's not so much a fan of the choices matter. Well, I say that. He doesn't mind them. But you've got 3 titles here. The first one is called Becoming a King. The second, Life is Strange.
Okay.
And the third, Volcano Princess.
Right. Okay. I know one of them isn't. I know one of them isn't.
All right. So which one do you think is?
Which one do I think is?
Talk through your logic while we let chat.
Right. Okay. Right. So, Becoming a King. I mean, Yeah, I was going to go with becoming a king, becoming a king, like I don't know, like a pawn king or something like that. I don't know. Volcano princess just sounds like it's just that. I mean, that could just, I don't know, be a play on words. I'm not sure why, but I know Life is Strange isn't, and that's because
Yeah.
I've played it. And I
did put that one in as a bit of an easy option.
Yeah.
So you're going with becoming a king?
I'm going with becoming a king because I think it's something to do with like a king, like as in a baron, like a undercover or whatever those people are. I can't think of the word. Yeah.
Well, I can reveal that the pawn game is called Becoming a King.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I shouldn't celebrate that, but I got it right. So yay, I got it right.
I mean, to be honest, I was very surprised that Volcano Princess wasn't, because there are a lot, and I mean a lot, of like stylized Japanese anime style games that turn nature and objects into sexualized humanoid figures.
I mean, I'm not going to lie.
I'm sure you know several.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I went with that. Yeah. So, yay.
Okay. Do you want a bonus round, or do you want me to save it for next time?
I mean, don't be teasing us, Kate.
Okay. Oh, Ben says he knows them all, which is understandable. So this category might be a little bit harder because they are all romance games.
Okay.
So all romance, but only one is a romance and porn game. The first one, you might recognize the name. You might not. It's called Ballads at Midnight.
Okay.
The second one is called Dreaming Blue. And the third is called Mirror.
See, I feel like I know one of them that isn't, but I'm not sure. And I'm not sure. Yeah. Dreaming Blue could actually be the porn one, I think. Mirror.
Ben, keep it to yourself. If you know this one, don't say it.
For some reason, I feel like Ballads at Midnight. I think that could be. No, Dreaming Blue.
Okay, you're going with Dreaming Blue. We're not going to get an answer to Ben because he knows this one as well. But I can reveal that the horror game is called, not the horror, the porn game is called Mirror.
Yeah, okay. I mean,
Dreaming Blue is just a romance game.
Right.
And Ballads at Midnight is a Choices Matter romance game, which I do own and have played. It is very good. Do recommend. But yeah, Mirror is the porn game.
I don't know.
Ben, I'm also surprised that you own that game too. I really shouldn't be, but I am.
Yeah. Well, okay. Thank you very much, Kate, for that. Is it or isn't it a porn game? For this week, for our first ever episode of this podcast. If anyone says it's the same as the last one, it isn't. Truly isn't.
Or it won't be next time.
It won't be next time. Honestly,
this is the bridge episode.
It's the bridge episode. Yeah, it's a filler. Anyway, I think we can. That's not a bad time to end it, really, is it?
No, I think we're 5 minutes away from the 2 hour mark. I feel like we've done all right for a first episode.
Thank you very much for anyone who's stuck by. This will go up on a lot of the podcast sites that you can normally find, typically like your Spotify's and stuff like that. Most people will probably have that. If they don't, then wherever you get your podcast from, you'll find it there, should you wish to listen.
And if
to
you
this
don't,
later.
let us know. We'll add it.
Yeah, we are new to this kind of like just us two now, so we're doing it differently, slight, albeit we've still kept in the isn't it or isn't it. We had to. It's
too fun to miss out on.
It's absolutely right. Well, anyway, I will end it. We'll end this here. And we'd like to say thank you very much to anyone who stuck around, watched it live. So until next time, thanks very much for being here. We hope to catch you all soon. Bye for now. Bye-bye.